Hello, YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. Oh man, hope you guys are all doing good. This is a late night pickup. Now, this is something I got, a couple hours ago, quite a few hours ago. And this was something these are a couple items I picked up along at Savers, which is a value village to you guys. And I have not visited this place in a while. The pickups here were not too amazing. There's a couple good games out of this lot, though I was really impressive finding. So, alright, the first three games here, I'm going to pull these three out here out of my crotch, as you can see, the invisible pocket there. Got three games here that all these games were like $3 at Value Village, or Savers to you guys. And the first game was Ball Blazer. I looked up some footage for it because I do not own a Atari 7800 yet, so what can you do? But Ball Blazer, it looks really good. The graphics on it are actually impressive for 7800. It just looks nice. It's like a 3D version of what is it? Battle Tanks meets Pong. There we go. Now this game is notorious obviously on the Amiga as well as a couple other platforms, but mostly on the Amiga. And this is, I call it Karateka. This is one of the most sought after, it's not rare, but it's sought after for collectors, like, for a common find. Like, people almost can tell you they have to have this inside their collection kind of thing. So, Karateka is a really good game. It's developed by the guys who made Prince of Persia, so you can tell, how the graphics are and all that. It's a dead giveaway. So in the future, when I get an Atari 7800, I will finally have a little stack of games to play it with. And I have not yet found an affordable Atari 7800 yet. I do plan to get one because I like the Atari 7800. I didn't have anything bad to say about it when I ever tried it. So with that said, the final game I got for the Atari 7800, which I'm probably going to get more in the future, obviously. But the game I picked up here was also a common one, is Miss Pac-Man with a grayish scale color to it. It's probably a later release, I'm not sure. Someone who was a big buff on the Atari 7800 could probably fill me in on that proclamation, but yeah, I mean, this was printed in Hong Kong, which I think is kind of interesting. I'm looking at it. Yeah, all these were kind of printed in Hong Kong. Apparently Atari was trying to cut costs big time because they're in a big rush. So, got those there. Pretty standard, decent games. I got two more games which I did not own at all. These were actually kind of interesting, and one of these is actually, I was looking at gameplay for it, I was really impressed. Like, it looked really freaking good. And that, of course, was Keystone Capers. Now, you're a British cop in this game. You have to race through each level and capture these prisoners. And it just looks so damn cool. Like, it just looks like Pitfall meets elevator action. Except when you're trying to chase down the villains or the prisoners. It's just a really wild-looking game. I'll try to give you a zoom in there. It looks really fun. I mean, that's all I can say about it. I mean, if you're going to have an Atari 2600, I'd probably recommend this. I mean, I ain't going to say I remember playing this game. I just remember something like it back in the day. I tried it and I really enjoyed it. But anyway, a must-have for your collection if you have a Atari 2600. Definitely try to find this if you can. It's not too expensive, though. I looked up a couple prices. It's cheap, so you can get a good copy affordable. And this last one is the Bermuda Triangle. This was released by Data Age, which is obviously a third-party cart. I picked it up because, again, it just looked very interesting. It kind of looks like, not Defender, but what's the other game called? But you're practically a submarine in the Bermuda Triangle, and I forgot the objective fully. I just know there's like a certain thing you have to do specifically, going left to right. Shoot, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, too. I had it, I remember what it was, and I lost track of what it is. But, you know, an interesting find. I was looking at some gameplay for it on YouTube, and it looked really cool, so, you know, it's a win-win situation there. And the final pickup here, which was actually a request by a lot of people for me to let's play this, and I probably will do it after. And I'm surprised that LucasArts has never really capitalized on, like, you know, re-releasing this in like some sort of HD compilation with Day of the Tentacle and all their classic adventure games. They would make a mint, like a nice sharp resolution with it. Oh gosh. But anyway, that is of course Full Throttle. Had this a long time ago. My brother and myself had this a long time ago. He gave this to me. I guess he was sort of in that phase where he didn't really want to fuck around with games too much. He said fuck that shit, or he was just being generous, one of the two. And so he said, here you go, you can have this one. So he gave it to me. So I was like, yes, you know, played the hell out of it. I've beaten it so many times. God, storyline was great. I mean, a lot of people who are obviously big fans of such adventure games could probably praise this one as much as they could on the PC, and really hope, without a shadow of doubt, that they would want to be able to tell you that, you know, if you're going to try out one adventure game in your life, you either get Day of the Tentacle, one of the Indiana Jones adventure games, Adventure Island, what the hell am I saying? Herp-a-derp! Monkey Island, there you go, correct name for it, and or Full Throttle. I mean, these are these type of games that you can just sit down and just play. Like, anybody who was a big PC buff from like 1993 to 1998 to wherever, like, you know, in the CD days of the PC, before it became digital, before it became DVD, Blu-ray, whatever else, you know, these games were, you know, the gem of all PC gamers. Everyone was just praising them, talking about them so much. It was almost like the same craze as you would get that from today, how Call of Duty was. I mean, yes, you had your Dooms, your Heretics, your Hexens, your Catacomb Abyss 3Ds, I mean, I'm just going on and on and on, Rise of the Triad. I mean, people are probably going to, like, hear me talk about this, go, Jesus Christ, this guy's like old school. Just yesterday I started playing Black Ops on the PC, you know, kind of people like, whoa. But, yeah, I mean, they just cannot express enough. I was kind of, like, laughing my ass off when I found it on the shelf, because it was like $3, so I was like, yes, this will be a Let's Play for sure now, and I legally own it, so, you know, no one can say jack shit to me when it exception to LucasArts, so, you know, so I'd rather play the game on the actual hardware provided, or in this case, the actual format, if possible, just to display it and show off the gameplay elements. So, you know, in the future, I'll do a Let's Play of this after I finish Space Quest 2, which I have to finish for you guys, because even though some of you guys kind of like, I don't give a shit anymore, kind of thing, and, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'll finish it anyway, I have to. It's that thing you have to do in your life once in a while. You have to rip off your shirt and beat your chest violently, you know, and just make sure that people are aware that you're beating your chest violently. But, you know, very excited to grabbing a copy of this, so be doing some footage for that after. So with that said, oh yeah, that's right, I want to tell you guys quickly about this before this video ends. I'm sorry again if I'm just rambling to you guys. You guys are like, fuck off. But no, played a little bit of Bomberman Fantasy Race. And I have to say, this is actually a very fun game. I was playing some of it, and the elements are cool. The controls are just really, really responsive. They're really smooth. And I was leaving a blank impression in my mind. I wasn't thinking about anything about the game. I was making sure, you know, just first impressions, kind of like just sit. Usually when I have a first impression about a game, I make sure I look at all the bases. If it handles good, it plays good, it's good, you know. It's about gameplay that's important. And I gotta say, you know, the loading up cinemas is just really well done. I mean, presentation when you're starting the game off, it has like that big humongous Hudson Soft Bomberman feel to it, and it just gets my nipples erect every time I think about that. Whew, I gotta slow down there. Whew. But anywho, it's just a really good game, and if you can find it, grab it, just like me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. another Bruisey bonus video for you guys. And again, I'd highly recommend definitely grabbing these two games. I'll show you guys again really quick. Karateka for the 7800 or the Amiga if you can. If you can't get an Amiga, you can't get an Atari 7800, just emulate the damn game. I mean, most game consoles out there, like a Neo Geo, I'm not gonna like ever shun anybody if they can't afford the consoles. I mean, if I can't fucking afford the console, how is anyone else going to, unless they have like a really good paying job, you know? But that, and also Keystone Capers. If you guys can find these games in the wild or on a local website that you use, definitely grab them. If you were looking at this game at first, just looking at the thing going, what the fuck is that? Good news, it's a good game, so definitely pick that up. People go, we never tried it. Well, here's the thing, when I usually look at a gameplay and look at the control, I can just automatically map out the controls in my head and how they handle, and if I see how the person's moving pretty smoothly in the game, that means I'm going to most likely move pretty smoothly in the game, and it's going to mean it's going to be fun because of pace, and it's going to be very proactive. So, again, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for taking all your time right now, but as for now, touch my nipples, stay tuned for more nipples, and nipples will happen violently with the nipples.